150%. That's how much we have made in Hyperliquid. What is going on, ninjas? Welcome back to the channel. It's always a pleasure to have you back. Now, we are going to be talking about one of my favorites blue chip this year, Hyper. It launched a few months ago and has been really kicking, has been doing really well. Trading today at around $25. I mean, this is one of my best performing assets this year, altcoins, and we got it at around $9 back 2 months ago. So we are doing really well with around 150% give it or take performance or P&L profit. So really good asset. So in this video, I'm not gonna be making a video about that. I want to tell you why I'm still bullish on the ecosystem. I'm gonna be talking about the stats, how things are going for the coin, about the platform, and of course their new Hyper EVM release, and I mean a lot of really exciting news that still keeps me bullish on this project. I just gotta say, the chart and the performance and the execution of the project has been top notch. Now, if you want to learn more about what Hyperliquid is, of course, you should watch my other video. I'm gonna leave a link down below for that. I'm not gonna be getting into the technicality of the coin today, of the project, but I gotta tell you, I really, one of the key takeaways of the last video was that I love their plan of not paying for centralized exchanges, no listing on centralized exchanges at the beginning, just launching in their own blockchain, and it worked perfectly. Today they are trading at around $25 billion FDV with a market cap of around $8.4 billion already, and it's been doing amazingly well. The volume is still quite high, $154 million, but the elephant on the room is gonna be why Hyper is still not trading on Binance. So if you look at this chart, it's actually a really stable chart. We have been sideways, trading sideways since December, actually since the beginning of December until today. So like 2 months already, pretty much sideways in the $20 to $25 range per coin. So it is ready for a breakout. It is just consolidating, really ready for that breakout that we are waiting. Now, Hyper, actually you can trade it on BitGet, KuCoin, Get.io, BitX, and pretty much all the tier 2, tier 3 centralized exchanges. But there is 2 or 3 major players that still have not listed Hyper. First one is gonna be Binance. If Hyper lists on Binance, which is the number 20 on coin market cap right now by market capitalization, we are gonna see this at maybe a top 10. So we can see at 100% price increase if Binance lists Hyper, and that is being actually realistic, honestly. If we see a Coinbase listing, a Kraken listing, and Crypto.com listing, and pretty much the other centralized exchanges, the other tier 1, really the best centralized exchanges, we can see a massive pump for the ecosystem. So that is upcoming. Now you will say still really expensive. The all-time high was around $34, $35. So right now at $25, we are still very expensive, only 28% down from all-time high, and we are 683% up from release from TGE, which should be a little bit more because the listing on CoinMarketCap is not actually that accurate. So we actually should be at around 1,000% gain, so even more. I heard for the drop users, I don't even know, like 1,000,000%, which I think is unrealistic, but for the regular dude like you and me, regular traders, like 1,000 to 2,000%. Wild, really wild. But anyway, it's been doing amazingly well. It is trading sideways, and of course the major breakouts are gonna happen when we see the major listings. Now, if we actually talk about performance, I'm gonna be talking about the stats because that's one thing that we covered in the last video. Now, back then 197,000 users, today 372,000 users. Total volume around 334 billion, today around $1 trillion already, $900 billion in total volume. Total deposits 6 billion, now we are at $26 billion. That is really wild. Withdrawals is again 5 billion, 24 billion, of course. Total national debt or liquidated is like 26 billion today, but near $1 trillion in volume. insane. I'm just gonna say amazing, amazing stats for 2 months, just that. And the platform is great. Actually, they launched the Hyper EVM, of course, the layer 1, which has been doing quite well. It was well received on X. They have like 1 million views on that post, and it is, of course, it's all good news. And the thing that I love the most about the execution, of course, about the protocol, is how the founders have been performing and how they have been like delivering the ecosystem since day one. So I mean, pretty amazing job. So if you are a new trade, I mean, you can trade many coins. Actually, they just list the IP, which is doing quite well the last few days. IP USD, you guys can see up 54%, 58% in the last 24 hours, which hit around $7. You could trade up to 3x here as well on the Hyperliquid DEX, which is actually one of the best in the space, I would say. But I mean, it is really top-notch asset to actually have in your wallet for the long term, and I mean it. It's still a little bit expensive. If you actually want to buy it cheaper, I don't know if you're gonna have the chance. Most likely it's gonna dump at some point, and then you're gonna be able to actually buy it and hold it for the long term. But these levels are not that bad for the things that I mentioned already, because we still yet to see the major players coming in and actually listing Hyper, which is gonna bring another few billion dollars worth of FDV, all new users, all new volume, all new sort of funds to the protocol, which is gonna be, of course, pretty insane. But overall, the performance of this move that I actually told you guys around 2 months ago is been impeccable. It's been amazingly well, and I know you guys actually, like 845 people watch this video, and sometimes these blue chips, these high market cap coins do not do that well on the channel because you guys are looking for low market cap coins. I understand, but these days I'm actually 30 years old already. I'm not like I used to be 7 years ago, for example. I'm not trading meme coins all the time. I like generational wealth. That's what I'm looking for. I like to invest in strong coins and strong markets, and of course try to be safe and trying to keep the risk as low as possible. You know that the altcoin season is quite bumpy, and sometimes we see massive drops. Actually right now altcoins are not doing that great. Bitcoin is still on the dominant side, but it is not all bad. Some altcoins have been doing great, including, of course, Hyper. And I mean, shout out to these guys. Really amazing job. We are not connected anyway. This is not a paid promotion. This is not an ad. This is a personal sort of point of view on Hyper, on how they have delivered the ecosystem, and of course, sharing you guys my plan, my strategy for this coin, because I'm still holding, even though I'm already 150% up. But I do believe that there is still so much room for growth. There is still so much these guys can do. If you actually go to CoinMarketCap, a $28 billion market capitalization is not that high. You guys can see they are at number 20. Then we have, let's say, $8 billion for the market cap, no FDV. Let's talk about market cap. We have Corton Coin with a 9 billion, which is going to be the blockchain of Ethereum, of course. Hedera at 9 billion, Litecoin at 10 billion. All these guys are not doing nowhere near as Hyper. So we should be able to cross Hedera. Stellar is pretty much dead. Avalanche is doing really, really well, but eventually we can actually surpass. I see Hyper better than Sui, in my personal opinion. Don't come to kill me. Some of you guys really like Sui. I really like it as well. But in this market, Hyper is just getting more traction, more attention than Chainlink, Tron, of course, the stablecoin market. They pretty much move all the Tron and stablecoin USDT. So we're not gonna be putting Tron on this. But better than Cardano, 100%. But Cardano is a blue chip, of course. It cannot go that low. But yeah, I mean, we should be able to go top 10, top 7 for Hyper if, of course, Binance and KuCoin and Coinbase and Crypto.com and Kraken, all these tier 1 centralized exchanges start actually listing Hyper. And I'm sure the Hyper team had not paid for any centralized exchange at this point, because they told us that they were not gonna do so because they didn't want to play their game. They thought it was unfair, and it's been playing out amazingly. What a community! I just gotta say it. So what a strong community. With a strong community, you can bring a project to amazing heights, and that's exactly the same thing that happened with Pi Network, of course, which nobody likes it, but the community is insane, and they have been like, their launch, you guys can see, even though it's 60% down, their launch with a 60, like it went all the way up to $200 billion FDV. If you think about it, if their supply or market cap were actually verified at $200 billion FDV, I cannot even tell you, like, this is the market cap. Let's say that $100 billion market cap. Pi will be more valuable. I mean, the market cap right now, let me actually go back a little bit so I give you accurate information, 4 billion. So let's say that it was at 20 billion at all-time high. 20 billion, Pi will be around top 10 coin market cap, which is just insane. Massive, massive, massive. But of course, the farmers that were selling, the same thing happened with Jupiter, of course, when they launched Jup. A lot of people were selling because it's one of the, actually the biggest drop in history. And I mean, all this is playing out quite well, but IP is doing amazingly well. I talk about it as well when it was at only $1.90 and it went all the way up to $7. So you guys make huge amount of profit already. Make sure to subscribe, like, and join the Telegram group if you want to keep on getting the blue chips. But what an amazing play for Hyper. What a protocol, what a project, such great developers, such a strong community. This is how you deliver a launch and how you run an ecosystem. And I mean, what an amazing job. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm still holding. So you guys, some of you guys asking me on DMs, what about Hyper? Is still holding after your investment 2 months ago? Yes, I'm still holding for the reasons that I said. You can actually take profit if you bought it, but then you are over 100% already on gains. So it's still amazingly well. Performance better than the blue chips, that the Bitcoin, of course, in the last 2 months, I'm talking, of course, right? So amazingly well. I'm still gonna hold. I want to see those things happen. I want to see the Binance listing. I want to see the Coinbase listing, the Kraken listing, the Crypto.com, and I want to see at least those 4 are gonna be really good move for the ecosystem, for Hyper, and that should add another $10-20 billion or FTV of value to the ecosystem. So it's gonna be pretty massive anyway. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Remember to subscribe, remember to of course like, that help us out a lot, so it doesn't cost you anything, but it really support the channel. Make sure to of course follow us on X, and of course to join the Telegram community where we talk about coins. A lot of time when I actually researching for a coin, I'm gonna be sharing it there before it actually goes to YouTube, because it's just faster and we don't need to edit. This video I'm actually filming today is gonna be going live tomorrow or Sunday, so keep that in mind. It takes a little bit of time. So there you get fresher, faster information as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Stay ninja, stay crypto, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Hyper. What a launch. Awesome. So yeah, stay safe.